I have now finished. So welcome to our members feature interview with Steve Strawhead, who won one of the monthly challenges. So my first question, Steve, was going to be just tell us about the challenge that you won. Which month was it? What was the theme? And what was the song that you wrote?
Okay, I think the month was July. It was June
Okay.
or July. I can't remember.
Okay. Brilliant.
But the theme was let me think now. What was it? Um,
I know which one you chose. I've just interviewed Kath Harney, who won your conflicted challenge.
yeah,
And I
yeah. I was
can't
just going to
remember
say it was
one that
conflicted, but
you
it
won.
wasn't, was it? Of course, no. I can't remember what the theme was, but I know the song
Was it
was about.
choices? Was it color? What
No,
what was the song?
choices is the current one.
Ah,
Um, but I can't exactly remember what the theme is, or what should I say?
who won that one? I can't remember. If
But it was
anybody knows, let us know
yeah.
which
Let
one
us
you won.
know.
Tell us about your song if you
Yeah,
remember.
well, the song was actually for my son Harrison,
Mm.
um, because he's at the stage he's 17 and he's picking. Uh, is he going to go to university? Is he not?
Yeah,
He's had the rite of passage that everybody else has had up to this point has
yeah.
been he hasn't had. So our hearts bleed for him, you know. So this song came out of that really, and it's about not to worry because it will all work out in the end. There's a bit of optimism and that we've got your back, and you know when you fly the nest, you know you'll always be welcome. Don't worry about it because there's so much
Oh,
torment at that age at the moment, you know, made worse by the c word.
yeah. That's sweet. So, was it the conflicted challenge?
No, no, it wasn't. It was. Do you know? I can't
Choices
remember.
challenge, a
I,
crossover to. I can't remember.
I can't remember. I don't know why. I didn't know you were
Of
going to
all,
ask
of
me that.
all the
I would
challenges,
have prepared.
have they all begun with a C? There was
Um,
choices. There was conflicted. There was color.
yeah. What
Didn't
would it be
realize we had
before?
a theme going on between the people because I just asked the monthly winners to pick a
Yeah,
theme. So,
I really. I mean,
like
I picked the conflicted.
thresholds. Was it threshold? That was Fergus's choice.
I think it might have been. Jeez, I don't know.
We'll find out at some point. Anyway, it's wonderful to have you here, Steve. Where are you joining us from?
From Peterborough.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Uh huh.
In your virtual slash real studio.
Yeah, it's a virtual studio. Well, actually, it doubles up because it's my office, but I do record here as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's
So
great. Do you want to tell us, in the briefest possible terms, what your history of with music has been?
yeah, okay. Well, from an early age, I'd wanted to be Elvis, and
That's
I
simple. I
know,
like it.
I know. Um, But interestingly, Elvis never wrote any songs. It was only once I started writing songs that I realised, hey, you're not that good after all. But
Okay.
as a performer, absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. And of course, he was first. But then from that era, the guy that wrote the songs was Buddy Holly. So he was
Yeah.
the first kind of singer songwriter,
Mm.
performer slash popular artist, if you like.
Okay.
Then obviously the Beatles are a huge influence.
Yeah.
More latterly, I'd say Justin Curry from Delamitri.
Okay.
So when I was 17, joined my first band, having just won I use the word loosely, won a talent competition in Pontins in 1982.
Mhm.
I did a little prose on the story of my talent competition win because I didn't actually win it fairly because I was the only entrant. But
Oh my
oh yeah,
goodness.
yeah, no,
Okay.
I lapped up the glory. I had
Yep.
my
Yep. Yep.
face in the paper. So it was my
Okay.
first taste of fame, even though it was completely hollow and a sham. I thought,
Wow.
I quite like this.
That's
So
crazy.
I know,
You were the
and it
only
just
entrant.
yeah, seriously, and I got a plaque that says winner 1982 Pontins
I love
Cornetto.
that. Do you know what? Is that a tip for anyone else that would like to win a competition? Is just start one and win it. You
You
know, should,
start your own,
should
yeah.
people be doing this?
Well, yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I did get a prize for it, which was a free weekend in another Pontins,
Yeah.
where there was lots of entrants because all the heat winners of that
Oh,
summer from
I
the different
see.
camps. So of course I was up against competition and didn't come anywhere. So the
Okay.
only thing I've ever won in my life is that hollow
Well,
competition.
it's a
So
strong start.
yeah, but the interesting thing is, on that particular holiday, as a token of my winning the competition, I had a guitar-shaped badge
Mm.
that I clipped to my Levi's,
Mm.
and I was in a pub a month later,
Yeah.
and this random stranger came up to me and pointed to the guitar badge and said, "Do you play guitar?" And I said, "Well, actually, yeah, I do."
Yeah.
"Oh, well, we're looking for a guitarist," and that was my first lead into a band.
Oh.
So
Oh
yeah,
my
so that
God.
was
So it's from one thing, from winning that competition
winning.
led
Yeah.
you into having your
A-
first band.
Absolutely, yeah. And I was the youngest, like I was 17, maybe 18, and these
Mm.
guys were in their 30s, and they'd been around the block. They couldn't
Wow.
find anybody else. I couldn't play guitar very well at all.
Yeah.
Um, but they couldn't find anybody. So anyway, I
And
became
that's
very
an amazing opportunity for you. I mean, you would have been then sponging off their experience
Oh,
as
totally.
musicians. Yeah.
How a band worked, a
Yeah.
gigging band, regular gigging. It
Yeah.
wasn't the kind of material that I liked, but I thought I'd do this just for the experience.
Yeah.
So I did that for about a year, then formed my own band, which was a 50s and 60s covers band.
Mm.
And then I met a chap called Graham Buxton, who's also a tister.
Okay.
And
Oh, fantastic. Another
yeah,
member.
yeah. And we've been writing together for
Yeah.
30 years. We're best friends.
That's
Best man at the
amazing.
wedding and
What a
stuff. Yeah,
partnership.
yeah, no, really. It's just
Mm.
recently we've done more sort of solo stuff.
Okay.
So the advent of Tists, really,
Yeah.
our
Well, it
Graham.
split you up. Don't tell me talent this time was split up, this duo that's
Oh
been
no,
going
no, no,
for
not
30
at all.
years.
No. It's just
Don't break my heart.
no, no, not at all. It was more a case of Graham is really busy doing his cover stuff. I
Mm.
don't really want to go out and do covers,
Okay.
and so I concentrate on the original
Oh,
stuff, and we
fair
get
enough.
together, write and record. Released an album
Great.
in lockdown under the name of the Strawheads,
Lovely.
and it's really funny because we'd taken years to write this album,
Yeah.
because of life gets in the way, and we're particularly fussy, so every slight
What
change.
exactly in life has got in the way, do you feel, at this point?
Um, Kids, jobs,
Yeah.
careers,
Yeah.
just other things. So you get to a point when you realise that this isn't going to pay the bills, and you've
Sure.
got to make a choice. And I made that choice actually in 1998.
Okay.
I'd left the band that it was my heart and soul for all those years, and it was a big
Yeah.
wrench, but it's
Yeah.
something I had to do. And I
Yeah.
didn't play guitar for 10 years,
You
probably.
you did that for your family? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, that sounds a bit gracious. I think it was more the question of I can't make this pay. I need to get on with my life now because
Okay.
I was in my
So
30s,
interesting.
so
Yeah.
and married, didn't have a child at that point, but I needed
Okay.
to sort myself out, as it were. I couldn't be this rock star chasing that dream all the time, but I'm
Yeah.
chasing the dream again now, thanks to you.
Yes, I'm
Yay.
so happy to hear that. And I ask all of these things because I just wonder how many other Talentless Timeless members out there have been through a similar process.
Well,
And a lot of people have a family at that time of their life and they do lose touch with some of their either crazier dreams or they're just busy and they songwrite less. But we're hoping that it then makes a resurgence, and it seems to have done for you, and I think for a lot of the members here, that they've kind of rediscovered this, and they're now like, I have, I'm going to come into this at full pelt.
I agree, and
love.
I think second time round, it might
Yeah.
even be third time round, you have a different perspective. I think you're more
Oh,
realistic. A hit song is probably not going to pay the bills.
no.
The way the model is now, and you've got to be gigging. So it's a different. It's a different game altogether now, and I think if you're going, but for me going second time round, yes, I'd love to have a hit song. I love to perform, and as you know, when I did that gig in May, that was the first gig I did for 10 years. So
I know, we were so honoured that you shared
well,
your first
I don't know
gig
about that,
in
but
10
yeah,
years with us, and I hope that was a safe place for you to do
oh
that
no,
kind of fun and rewarding
absolutely.
experience.
I have to say, I nearly backed out of it, but
Okay.
honestly, it was really the day before. I was thinking, okay, I'll tell him I've got COVID. I'm not gonna. I can't do this.
We would have understood, but
I
well
know you'd have
done for
believed
doing
me.
it. You know,
But I'm glad I did it, and I want to do more. And I'm setting things in motion, so I do more. Sort of open mic things and more performances and writing as well. That the songs are flowing at the moment,
yeah. So
and that's down to test really.
what's it been like for you, second time round or third time round, however you want to describe it, but coming back into music after this break with family, after having another job, after prioritizing other things? What's the return journey like?
Right. Well, the thing that shocked me was that because I used to during my early days of being in a band, I set up a recording studio, and it started off as an 8-track studio, became a 16-track and a 24-track. It
Wow.
was just doing local bands demos, so nobody famous. And I did that for 10 years, and what started to happen then was the advent of cheaper recording equipment.
Yeah.
Software was starting
Became more accessible to
yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
And I'm shocked now that when I picked this all up again, I had to learn the software,
Yeah.
the doors and things. But
True. But
it's so
have you thrown yourself into learning this new technology and staying up to date with
absolutely,
that? Is that
and
something that you would recommend everybody do?
definitely, and because it's so inexpensive, I mean, it's actually free. I use
Yeah.
BandLab by Cakewalk,
Yeah.
and what you get with that is the equivalent of an infinite track studio
Yeah.
with loads of plugins which are special effects.
Yeah.
And it's all free, completely free. It would be absolutely tens of thousands of pounds worth back in the day.
Yeah.
And the learning curve, it's not because we're now computer literate.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult, and there's loads of YouTube videos if you're just not sure. And everyone wants to sort of have their 15 minutes of fame by sharing what they've learned to
Yeah,
explain. Well, this is how
so the
you get there.
information is free, the products are now free, and it's must be amazing for you in particular to have run studios when all of that equipment would have been really expensive and difficult to access and maybe label owned or just for people who are very wealthy. And now it's
Absolutely.
just out there. So you're encouraging other Talentless Timeless members to download the software, to find out how to do this and to take the tutorials and to do it for themselves. Is that what you're
Definitely,
saying?
definitely. I think the time now for music is how can I put it? It's like uh, the game has changed,
Yeah.
and anybody can play the game, but
Mm.
so many people are playing it. It's harder to win it, if you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah, I see.
because everybody once they've got access to GarageBand or something, there's loads of loops that they don't even have to play anything,
Yeah.
and they'll be posting stuff on YouTube and TikTok, etc. And there's
Yeah.
loads of noise out there. So any kind of I don't even know if A&R still exist, but for an
Mm.
A&R to find anything, it's such a minefield of
Well, but
noise.
there's a debate as well whether that's needed. Do you need an A&R person? Do you need to be part of a label in that way?
I agree. I don't even know what labels do anymore, to be quite honest. Yeah,
Well, what I'm
yeah,
hoping is happening in Talent is Timeless is that people are finding that maybe they've done other things with their careers or their time in the last couple of decades, or maybe they've been going strong this whole time. But that I hope people are finding that it's meaningful, that they're doing it because they really want to, because it's their creativity, it's who they are, it brings them joy to do it, and that that's impactful for them and for everyone that listens to their music, as opposed to maybe coming into it with like, I want to be famous or I want to be a superstar, and are kind of therefore willing to get exploited, which often happens for the few people that do make it. They end up wishing they hadn't because of their contracts or because of
yeah.
what's required of them at that point. So what I want for everybody who's coming into this membership is to find a way for them, which is different for everybody, to continue songwriting and educating themselves and being better than they've ever been at in their passion and in their music, but in a way that doesn't compromise on their values or integrity, and in a way that is like meaningful and exciting for them, whatever that is. So I hope we can all help each other
I,
do that,
I think
whether
you're right,
that's
and yeah, but looking at the posts on Tist when people post their songs, you
yeah.
can tell that they love what they're doing, and they're unabashed as they
Mm,
should be. Warts
mm,
and all.
mm.
I particularly love the sort of guitar at the kitchen table type thing,
Yeah,
rather than a YouTube
yeah.
production.
Well,
Well,
what I see
I don't
is,
mind those. Not
no,
everybody
they're
can do it
great
or
as
is
well.
comfortable, but I do particularly warm to those kind of posts. So
Well, I see people who are more comfortable with themselves, and they're saying, especially to a group of songwriters, this
yeah,
should be a safe space where we're not trying to be somebody that we're not, and we're not
yeah.
trying to put up any false images. We're just saying, here's a song I wrote, very much warts and all. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't. What do you think about it? This is what got me excited about it, and just sharing that with other people in a really honest and human way. And I find that very exciting to
Yeah,
watch and
definitely.
inspiring too. It makes me want to songwrite more.
Yeah, me too, definitely. Yeah.
Brilliant. I have a few questions and not that much time. So if you don't mind, Steve, I'd like to jump on.
Okay.
I would like to find out what you hope for your music going forwards.
Well, at risk of contradicting myself, of course, there's this part of me, a big part of me, that would love
Mm,
a legacy to be on my
mm,
tombstone.
mm.
You know, the guy that wrote such and such.
Yeah,
So,
I love that. Do you have the
yeah.
such and such song already, or it's not
Oh, yeah, every
playing
one
yet?
of them. Yeah.
Every one of them. Oh, what a brilliant answer. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
But no,
Okay.
obviously, no, probably not. In all honesty, but you know, it's the stars have to align, or there has to be a perfect storm, the right sound, the right.
Mm,
We've all got it. You know, it's no
mm.
genius. It doesn't. It's just that moment in time. If the
Yeah,
right person, or it just gets traction somehow,
yeah,
I dream about that. But
yeah.
I
If
think I'm resigned to writing as a hobby and a kind of an escape as well. Which before it, you
mm,
know, for all the grandiose of being an artist,
yeah,
wanting to be, it was really about getting the deal. You know,
yeah.
but now
Well,
it's about me.
to me it has to be integrated the whole way through. So what I'm looking for and what I hope for people is that they're doing something that is meaningful to them right from the start, from creating the song to recording it to thinking about ways to sharing it to maybe practicing at open mic nights or setting up concerts, or whether that is signing a huge label deal or becoming a massive independent artist and touring around the world. I just my it's almost like my category is that it just should be meaningful from the start. That
Uh huh.
every step of it should be in and of itself happy, joyful, interesting, creative,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
something that brings something positive
Yeah.
into your life. So I don't want it to feel like work, and I don't want it to feel like something that people can punish themselves over if they don't make it, or resign themselves to if it's not going their way. But that from the very beginning, it's something that you love and enjoy. And then the rest is just like, let's play the game. Let's see how far this can go. I
Yeah.
want
I
it to go
agree.
all the way. I'm happy with it going any of the way. Let's just see what we can do.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And the journey starts definitely like that. That it's all
Yeah,
about. I'm enjoying this. You know, you don't set out to be a star. You discover music first. You don't
yeah.
discover the want to be famous first.
No.
And I think the second part of the journey that I'm on now after this hiatus is that I'm resigned to the fact that that stardom isn't going to happen to me. But you know, so what? I'm blessed in so many other ways in my life. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Interesting. Well, it's I would never say never,
no.
but it's what matters to me is that it sounds like you're happy doing what you're doing
Mm,
at
yeah.
whatever level that is, and that also you're not restricting it by saying I don't want that or I can't have that, but saying, look, the sky is the limit, and I'm here, and this is my music, and I'm dedicated to creating and sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. We've
agreed.
gone we've gone very philosophical, Steve.
I
I
know.
want to just bring it back down to earth for a second to ask you if you can bring a lyric that you've written to your mind, just something not necessarily like your best lyric of all time, but just something you've written that you like and that you can remember at this moment in this interview.
Okay. A song wrote a few years ago, before technology started to take its hold and social media wasn't a thing.
Mm,
There's a line in a song. The song is called "Where Do We Go From Here,"
mm,
and the line that I'm most proud of probably
yeah.
is the one that says, "With coffee this instant, there's no place is distant, but there's never the time somehow." And that was about
Mm,
even back then we were so busy, but we're even busier now. You know, we should be freer because of social media, but in fact, it makes
yeah.
us more switched on continually.
Yes,
So
isn't that
yeah,
interesting? Something that could be very connecting and is, I mean, in this case, it often is, but isn't necessarily. It can also be isolating.
yeah, exactly.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. All right, I have one last question for you.
Hmm.
Actually, well, two. First is if people want to find out about the amazing Steve Strawhead who wrote such and such song, where can they find such and such songs and more information about you?
Right. Okay. Well, this the Steve Strawhead part is a kind of new thing. I mean, literally a few months old.
Okay.
Um, from you know January this year, really.
Yeah.
So there's no catalogue uploaded on any of the sites at the moment. I'm
Yeah.
working on it right now. But in
Okay.
terms of the kind of songs I write, then go to the
Yeah.
strawheads.co.uk, where you'll see our album that we released in lockdown in a panic because we thought we are going to die and we want to leave a legacy. So it's
What a brilliant thing to just slip in there. I love that.
so yeah, so
We
that's
might
all on.
pass away. Let's leave an album behind. Let's
Well,
get it
it
together.
really was
I
that, because
love
we've
it.
been working on it for years and we were so
Yeah.
particular and fussy. In the end, I said, Graham, look, we're going to die. Let's just put what we've got up there.
Oh my
So,
God. So
and he
you
says,
can
yeah, I know we are going to die.
find that legacy album at thestrawheads.co.uk. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Final question is, I just want to ask you if there is anything that you would like to share or say to the other Talent is Timeless members in this group.
Keep posting.
Keep
Yeah,
posting.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Love
all
it.
song ideas, little nuggets. Doesn't have to be the whole song. Titles
Yeah.
even. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting. Because not even full songs, just keep sharing that
yeah.
creativity, starts of songs, titles, snippets. Because, and why is that? Why do you want people to keep posting?
Well, I find it really stimulating. I'm fascinated
Yeah.
by people's processes and what they want to share, and try and sort of read between the lines a little bit of the lyrics.
Mm,
I love lyrics,
yeah. Me
but
too.
I love melody too. But that's
Yeah.
a whole new topic. But
Yeah.
I do listen to lyrics intently. So
Yeah, me too. And I think, maybe it's the same for both of us then, but reading other people's inspiration, I will sort of then bounce off their inspiration
yeah,
and it will give me like, oh, that's their take on it. What would be mine?
yeah,
And it gets my creativity going as well.
yeah.
Yeah, great. So keep posting, everybody. Anything that you want to share is good for all of us. Steve, congratulations on winning what was probably the threshold challenge. We shall find
we'll have
out.
to, we'll have to check. Oh no,
But well done in being one of
embarrassing.
our monthly winners. This has been
Thank you.
lovely to get to know you a bit. Thanks for doing this interview.
Yeah, thank you, Saskia. Bye.
All right, take care. Bye.